Good evening and welcome to Your Call. It's the one show on Indian television where you, the viewer, can ask your question directly to our special guest of the week. I'm joined tonight by a man whose life is truly an extraordinary one. Someone who's been described as a poet prophet of alternative medicine by Time magazine, a new age superstar by others. Joining me tonight is Dr. Deepak Chopra. Let's just have a look at the highlights of his life and career. You heard all the different titles I gave you in a sense in that introduction. Where do you define yourself, or how do you define yourself?
You know, when people ask me that question, I say I'm still deciding what I'll do when I grow up. But as a general principle, when you label yourself, then you confine yourself to that label. There's a beautiful poem of Rumi. It says, if you label me and define me, you'll starve yourself of yourself. Nail me down in a box with cold words, and that box will be your coffin, because I don't know who I am. I'm your own voice echoing off the walls of God. In other words, stay away from labels.
I'll stay away from those labels, but that's especially interesting because, of course, when we look back at your life and career, when you began your early years, of course, in Delhi, you did what a good Indian boy would do. You did your St. Columbus, you went to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. You ticked off all the right boxes. In fact, we have some young students from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences who want to ask you a question. So let's just hear what they've got to say.
Hello, sir. I'm Dr. Shilpi. I want to ask how alternative therapy is different from allopathy medicine, and what makes you switch from allopathy medicine to alternative medicines.
That lawn and that building bring back any memories?
Oh, yes, a lot of nostalgia too. I would answer that question by saying let's not use the word alternative medicine because it implies that regular scientific mechanistic medicine is not good. All I have to say is that if you use the word integrative medicine, then it's all inclusive. The medicine that is taught in medical schools these days is mostly what we call mechanistic medicine. It interferes with mechanisms of illness. It doesn't look at origins of illness, which have to do with our lifestyles, you know, eating, breathing, digestion, metabolism, the way we perceive the world, personal interactions, social interactions, environment. There's a lot that goes into being a human and having a human experience. So the answer to her question is that you use regular medicine for acute illness. If you've got pneumonia, you need an antibiotic. If you break your leg, you better see an orthopedic surgeon. But if you've got a chronic illness, even cancer, heart disease, rheumatoid arthritis, bronchial asthma, there are many ways in which to reverse these illnesses. Actually reverse them and get rid of them.
And in fact, that is interesting because when you first said this, over 2 decades ago, you did have people dismissing it in some cases.
Yeah, a lot.
And now you've seen so many studies recently which have actually proven what you've said, that it really does matter what your mind, your soul are going through. It has a physical impact in illness. Tell us some of those correlations.
Your body's made out of stardust. You're a stardust luminous being that has come together as a confluence of space, time, light, and consciousness. When you realize the intricacy of this amazing thing that you have, which is an activity of the universe, then you start to see that everything affects this. Nuances of emotions, of thoughts, of feelings, of images, of insights, of imagination. You know, if I ask you to imagine a red rose right now, do it. You see a picture somewhere? Okay, there's immediately a brain response, and there are neurochemicals released. There's a biological response. You can't have a thought without a brain representation. You can't have a brain representation without a biological representation. And that biological representation that influences your experience of the world. So our personal relationships, our social interactions, our environment, our thoughts, our emotions, our physical body are a single process. What medicine has done is divided this process artificially. That's what we call reductionism. And then you look at little pieces of the body and try to fix it. But when you fix something here, there's nothing here that doesn't interact with everything else.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.